Hey, it's Amy Nicholas back at ya. Welcome to the show. And we are back again talking about 2022 mindset, looking ahead, basically crushing it next year. If you are a four-figure a month entrepreneur, internet business owner, and you want to jump to five figures, talking about that. And just winning in all aspects of life. And I actually want to start with that as a mindset thing as well. If you are not waking up every day feeling like a freaking winner, then you're already behind for 2022. Let me just put it that way. The people that are crushing it, and I follow a very limited number of people doing better than me. And I love that they're all about the same thing, and that is looking ahead and doing the actions that it takes to get where they want to go right now. Okay. So instead of acting like you've been acting, and if you are making around, four figures a month, heck, three figures a month in your online business, and you're like, I got to get that five figures. I mean, yeah, keep listening. Also, I am putting together a free guide. It's called the Five Figure Entrepreneur Playbook. And I seem to have gotten my stream frozen again. Let's see. Where are we? Coming back. Yep. Okay. Let me try one more time. I really am hoping to be able to broadcast in 720. That's kind of like the point of doing this. But I don't know what's up with this webcam. It's like it's going fine, then just freezes. So we'll see about that. But anyways, yeah, if you're interested in getting a freebie from me, it's going to be called the Five Figure Months Playbook. And it's a 21-step formula for high achieving internet business owners who want to scale from four figures to five figures a month fast. Okay. And I'm giving that away for free. And I'm pretty excited about it because I've got these principles finally like down on paper that have worked for me to do that and to earn five-figure months consistently. And it's just cool to be able to have like something documented and be able to give that to somebody instead of just like, yeah, do all these things and this is what I do, but not have it in a easy guide. So look out for that. If you're interested in getting a free copy, just comment down below Playbook and I'll put you on that list for people will send the link to once it's completed. So I'm in the process of that. But anyways, getting back to the mindset stuff. So if you are seeing 2022 as your best year yet, that's one thing. Okay. Number two, you need to be looking at what would I already be doing next year? Okay. What would I already be putting my attention on? Are you starting something new? Are you launching a new offer, a new program? Are you getting onto a different, platform, different business model? What is it that you would be doing in 2022 that you've thought about this year and like, oh, I'm going to start that next year, right? Start it now. Don't put it off because what happens is January rolls around, everybody's kind of like coming out of this fog of like, too much food at Christmas and New Year's, too much family, too much, whatever. And they slowed down, right? Vacation, whatever it might be, they've slowed down. And it is very challenging to get momentum again, to get up and running again for the new year, especially when there's people flying past you, okay? Because they didn't stop. They kept the vision in front of them and they said, I'm going to act as if 2022 is already here, right? So think of December as January, like it's already done, right? Hey, Gotham. I'm after a long time seeing you live. Yay. I know. It's been a road. It's been I've just been trying some new things and figuring out myself what I want to do for next year. And I am honing in on serving entrepreneurs who want to go from four figures to five figures a month because that's where I'm at and I want to take people up with me. So if that's interesting to you, stay tuned. I will be doing more lives. I kind of took a hiatus because I was like, what, what do people want to hear about? And I am just like, I think a lot of people are struggling with being stuck and being not earning enough money, right? Let's just money. Let's just talk about money. Everybody loves talking about money. And I think that's one of the biggest challenges as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, is that sometimes things feel up, down, up, down, up, down. And you're like, when is this ever going to level out? When am I going to hit this next level? That kind of thing. And I think there's two ways of going about it. There's people that will just hustle their face off, right? I'm going to do it. Like they'll work 20 hours a day, whatever it takes, right? And you will see those people be successful. And that's great. Good for you. Do I want to live like that? No. Do I want to travel? Do I want free time? Do I want to pursue hobbies? Do I want to do some painting every now and then? Like, yeah, that's the kind of life I'm interested in building, like a lifestyle, dream lifestyle. And you don't have to work a ton of hours. You don't have to go at business with this like hustle and slave mentality. And, I can't take a break for a minute because things are just going to fall apart in my business if I take a day off or a week off or a month off. And I'm all about designing the perfect lifestyle and having the business like around that. You know what I mean? Gotham says, is diversity important for an entrepreneur? Be a little more specific. What do you mean exactly? Are you saying like doing multiple businesses, doing multiple things in one business? Give me a little bit more specific on that. Because if you mean doing multiple things, no. I have made the mistake, honestly, for several years of trying to do a lot of different things. And what happens is you're putting your attention a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit there, right? And for example, I'm doing, multiple print on demand sites. Okay. So KDP, low content books, merch by Amazon. I was doing Amazon, what they call FBM, fulfilled by merchant, Shopify, basically Amazon. And I have my done for you services where I'm helping low content publishers. And I have just like some other random things I'm on, like Redbubble, TeePublic, things like that. And way back in the day, I had uploaded videos that I used to sell as what they call stock video footage. So what happened with all that, right? So honestly, I feel like there's some misleading in the success guru community, okay? They will teach you sometimes that it's good to have multiple sources of income, right? In case one dries up, you got another one, right? Not in that way is how I would say it, okay? So are multiple sources of income good? Yes. How would you go about setting them up? This is the key. Number one, find one thing, one focus, one opportunity, one offer that you will hone in on, okay? And be like, I'm going to do it until, right? And whatever your until thing is. Gotham says print on demand, JV Zoo. Okay. Yeah. So listen carefully here, Gotham. So having all these different things, you need to make one thing working super well. Like you're totally happy. Like I'm making what I want to make. Yes, this is working. And then be able to step back and leave it. Okay. Whether that's you're using VAs, you got outsourcing, you got some help somewhere, being able to take a step back away from it so that you can then go to number two and put all your attention on number two. Okay. Multiple sources of income should not be a juggling act. It should be like, okay, I set this up 5 years ago. I set this up 3 years ago. I set this up 1 year ago. Now I'm working on this. You always should be working on one thing. And like I said, I made a mistake myself. So like back in the day when the first thing I did online to make me my first $1, okay, was I would go out and I would film video clips, short clips, and it's what they call B-roll footage, stock video. You go on these sites like Shutterstock, there's Pond5, there's iStock, I think. And I would upload these clips and people would purchase them to put in like documentaries, their short films, whatever it might be, right? So I was doing that for a while, and then I saw an opportunity with Kindle publishing in ebooks. And I said, okay, I'm probably gonna have to stop. I was working full time, mind you. And I was like, I want to be able to quit my job. So I've got two options here. I can continue doing the video stuff, maybe figure out how I can make enough money from this opportunity to quit my job, or I can start a new opportunity that I can already see other people winning at, buy a course, follow what they say, implement, and be like at the same level that this mentor of mine was at, which was quitting his job and doing it full time. So I was like, okay, I'm going to stop the video stuff. Okay. Now listen very carefully. I focused on one thing, which was Kindle publishing ebooks. I went from 2014, August 2014 to July 2015, or sorry, June 2015, quit my job. 10 months. Now, some people, it takes a really long time. You know, I wanted to quit. Honestly, I would have quit 8 months in, but because of the way Amazon pays you, 2 months behind, then I said, let me get that money in my account and then I'll quit. So really, I was about ready at 8 months or so. Now, from then on, I had one focus. Amazon ebooks. All right. That's all I did. I eventually brought on some coaching clients where I taught them what I was doing on Amazon. So it was kind of like a joint business venture here in the sense of I've got two things working. I can merge it together because they're similar, right? Grant Cardone teaches this, by the way. And that worked well. I had some extra money coming in from the coaching thing, but my focus, ebooks, right? Amazon ebooks. That was it. So what happens in 2016? I first of all, I crushed it in 2015. Totally crushed it. Hello from Morocco. Welcome. Talking about multiple sources of income and how it's actually a bad thing because people go about it the wrong way. The right way is the way I'm describing here, where you focus on one thing for a very long time, sometimes until it works. Now, for me, when I started to make really good money, okay, like when I quit my job, like I said, I was about 8 months in to 10 months when I actually did quit. And then I continued on with that. Now, in 2016, after I'd been making very good money, things started to change on Amazon's platform, as anybody who sells on Amazon is familiar with, right? They're like, oh, here's another Amazon change, right? Because we're making money. They got to change it. No, but anyways, I decided, let me kind of just slow down on the ebooks and I'm going to jump over to Shopify and I'm going to sell print on demand. And it took me about 2 months to like fully transition where I was no longer publishing on the ebook stuff. I was just sort of letting things run in the background. So I put all my focus into Shopify, but not really. I was still like mentally tied to the ebooks and I was still looking for other sources of income. Now, what does that do to your focus? Scatters it, right? You're like over here looking at stuff. You're over here doing research. You're like, oh, let me follow this person because they kind of know what they're talking about. Oh, let me see this person on Facebook. Let me join this group. You are like all over the freaking place. You are getting nowhere, okay? And I was dumb enough, I'm just going to call it out. I was dumb enough to continue with this business that was losing me money for months at a time for like a year, okay? Too long, right? And I finally got wise and I said, okay, no more spending money on this. I'm done. Like, I'm not doing Facebook ads. I'm not running anything to my Shopify store. From Rocco says, I did make 2K from KDP last year just with low content. Nice. Gosh. And I can only imagine that that's like making you kind of like in the upper tiers of income there. That's awesome. But yeah, so anyways, sorry, I'm kind of rambling on, but I have a point here about the multiple sources of income. That when I would take focus off of the main thing and I would start to try to gather all these little eggs, like, oh, let me get these different things going because I need a little money here and I need a little money here. The focus gets spread all over the place. All right. And it's honestly, I feel like slapping myself because it's taken me this long to realize that if I had just focused on one thing and said, that's it, period. Like I did kind of have a little spurt with low content publishing where I was only focused on that. And I built a team and I've got virtual assistants doing design and stuff like that for me. However, Amazon's risky. If you build your entire business model on Amazon, just be prepared for the wild ups and downs, potential account closures, potential terminations, potential suspensions, all that stuff, just because they feel like it. There's really no rhyme or reason, to be honest. Most people are not doing anything wrong that happens to. I know, because I've been there. Anyway, still have my account today, still making a little passive income. And like the last two to 3 years, I've been focused on my done for you services. Let's see, Gotham says, Amy, you're really good on explaining broad topics. Yeah, to narrow. The answer will be exact what a beginner entrepreneur wanted. Oh, perfect. Yes. And I wish that I could like take these beginning entrepreneurs by the hand and be like, stop trying to do everything. There's so many opportunities online. There's affiliate marketing. There's, you're becoming a master of Facebook ads. There is print on demand. You've got all these different sites you can sell print on demand. You could be doing Etsy. You could be doing Amazon FBA, and you'd be running your own stores, right? Doing a course or a program. There's a million opportunities to make money online. Can you be successful at any one of them? Yes. Can you be successful at all of them at one time? Absolutely not. Okay. So I'm glad that explains it for you. And I'm just really wanting to put out there my mistakes and what I've learned. I will probably put together a live stream, which is like all about lessons learned from 2021, mistakes, failures, and some wins. Okay. So fast forward with my little story here, focusing on the done for you services and helping other KDP publishers that are doing low content books. We have a site, merchmoneymaster.com, if you want to check it out. And just doing that and letting my team handle all my print on demand for like the last year. Okay, this is my win here. Like the last year, 2 years, I have to kind of look back. But like, let's just say the last 2 years, we have grown significantly because Amy stopped chasing shiny object syndrome. Okay, I stopped looking at a bunch of other different opportunities, right? Now, as an entrepreneur, you're probably feeling like I do sometimes, where you're like, I want to try something new. And maybe there's something you want to do that you feel like a calling for, but you're like, I don't know how to get to that point right now because I'm here and I'm making money over here and I want to be over here, right? So my suggestion, because I'm kind of in this place myself, is when you are feeling the call, it's an internal pull, and there's going to be some resistance, some struggle of what you're doing right now. Maybe doesn't work like it used to. Maybe you're having doubts. Maybe you're like, you know what? I just want to do something different next year. I've got this thing going, but it's really not what I really want to do, right? Let me put this out there that the people that are so crushing it, and I'm talking like 6 figures a month kind of people, they will be doing one thing. One thing that they are very, very good at. And how did they get good at it? Because they did just one thing, and if there's something kind of like pulling on you to do that thing, slowly start, like, I'm not saying overnight, just shut your business down or whatever you're doing, but slowly start to make plans, document, visualize. What does this look like if I'm doing this other business? Start to write things down. Before I had a 12-person virtual team, I wrote down the kinds of people I would be hiring, how would my team look? What would they be doing for me? I wrote this out like years in advance. Okay. And today I have what I wrote. So your advice is just focus on one thing. Yes, because you will be so much more successful at that if you don't have all these other distractions. Let me give you an example. So for me, before I decided my team was going to handle like all my own print on demand stuff, I was still kind of dabbling in uploading merch by Amazon. I was uploading KDP, or I was doing research for it or something. And I was trying to run this done for you services. I was like, you know what? One day I'd be thinking about things I could do for merch. Next day, I'd be thinking about things I could do for KDP. The next thing, I'm thinking about my service business. And my thoughts are just all over the place. It felt very chaotic. I would wake up like, what should I wear on today? I don't know, because I'm working on all these different things. So when I started to say, I'm going to cut this out, I'm going to cut this out, I basically just kind of handed it over to my trustworthy team. A lot of times you actually have people already working with you, maybe, or people around you that could help you get stuff off your plate. And it's an internal thing, I think, as an entrepreneur. We're like, no, I got to do everything, but the real entrepreneurs, okay, are not solopreneurs. They have a team, they have people, they have someone out there that can take a load off. Okay. So you got to get to that point where you can say, if I want this other business to continue, I'm going to have to outsource it. I'm going to have to get rid of it off my plate and let somebody else take over. And if it goes down a little bit, that's going to have to be okay with you, okay? Because you're setting your sights on something that will be worth your time. If you are constantly like chasing the next business opportunity, the next, shiny thing, you are getting no momentum. You're getting no traction. And if you do anything like this, where you're talking to an audience, you've got followers, maybe you got an email list, Facebook group, Facebook page, Instagram account, if you are flip-flopping all over the place, people will stop following you because you don't know what you want. And you don't know what you're talking about because you're talking about a million different things. Okay. Does anybody know what I'm talking about here? Like, you follow a YouTube channel and one day they're talking about travel and vlogging and stuff like that. And then the next day they're like, hey, I'm going to talk about fashion. And you're like, what? Like, this doesn't even make sense. Okay. So that's kind of what I mean by sort of alienating the people that are following you, if that's kind of your business model. Now, where does that put you? Well, where do you want to be in 2022? Let's just fast forward a year. Okay. Picture yourself at the end of 2022. It's December. What did you do this past year? Like, what did you set up? What are you doing? And if you pick stuff that makes you happy, makes you feel fulfilled, guess what? You're going to be good at it no matter what. Okay. When I started like the ebook stuff, I was awful at it at first. I was just like, I followed a course, granted. I did what the guy said. I made some sales, my first month I made money. So I was like, yeah, cool. Second month it became harder because I'm like, I can only write so many ebooks, I'm going to have to spend some money, have a ghostwriter help me publish. And then it becomes sort of a process of a learning curve. Okay. Now here's where most people quit. They're like, okay, cool. Found something new. Going to start a new business. Things are going, a little bit up, making some money, a couple of bucks. And then things kind of plateau and you're like, you know what? This seems a little harder than I thought. I'm going to jump over here. Or I've got 5 different businesses going on. I'm going to jump to the other business right now because it feels good. And you lose that momentum, right? Therefore, focus on the one thing. And at the end of 2022, what does that look like? And I'll share with you, I've been doing multiple businesses, as I told you, and I have felt like in the last 2 years, by honing in a bit more and still feeling like I need to cut things out, that I'm doing and shouldn't be doing in order to focus on my one thing, that I would still have to clear the plate a little bit, get rid of some other things. And for me, then the end of next year, I am bringing in clients that want to learn how to go from 4 figures a month to 5 figures a month and scale it fast. Okay. I want to work with people that are interested in business prosperity. They want things to just be like booming. They want to get unstuck. That's who I want to work with. Okay. So more of a coaching type atmosphere and having my done for you services sort of on autopilot. Like I said, I have to do some things on that end and just be willing to make changes. Guys, that's the hardest thing, honestly, is to look ahead, see where you want to go, picture that, feel that, like really look at where do you want to be next year. And I'm talking like if everything works out, everything goes your way, everything is smooth, you're where you want to be at the end of next year. What does that look like? And what changes do you have to start making today in order to get on that road? I'm not saying that it's going to happen at the end of next year. Honestly, it could happen a lot sooner. Some of the things I thought would take a long time actually took a lot less time because I did one thing, and that was I made a decision. Like when I wrote down the team and everything with my virtual team and said, I'm going to have these people working for me and they're going to be doing all these tasks for me. That actually really didn't take 2 years. That's been going on, like from when I wrote it to when it happened, it was maybe like less than a year. And if you're just very, very clear about what you want and you're willing to change, you're willing to say, you know what, this thing was cool for a while, but it's a distraction. This other thing was cool, maybe a few bucks online. Do I really want to keep doing it? No. Oh, sorry, guys. My camera decided to mess up. Hang on. How's that? Are we coming back? Okay. I just switched the resolution here. Yeah, and just deciding, what am I going to do next year? Where am I going to be? And how can I start those changes today? Right? How can I implement that? Looking ahead. So, homework. Homework if you're watching. By the way, hashtag replay if you're watching the replay. Hashtag live if you're watching live. And I encourage you to start your, whatever you want to call them, New Year's resolutions, goals, what have you. But instead of writing it like a list of a bunch of things you're going to do, write out, what does it look like? Now that I'm at December 2022, okay, how does that look? What am I doing? What is the business I've decided to focus on? One business model. Okay. What's your one thing, your one offer, your one audience? Who are you serving? What platform or website or whatever it is? What's that one thing? Write it out. Get super clear. And if you are the type of entrepreneur that you want to scale, okay, like maybe you're doing 4 figures a month now and you want to scale up to 5-figure months consistently, fast, comment down below, Playbook. I'm sending people a free guide, okay? It's the 5-figure months playbook. I'm in the process of writing it. So give me a little bit. I will send you the details for that, but you need to comment Playbook. If you are on YouTube, by the way, go over to my Facebook, Amy Nicholas. Send me a DM over there so that I have you in the list of people, and I'll send you that when it's ready. But yeah, it's 5-figure months playbook, 21-step formula for high achieving entrepreneurs who want to scale from 4 figures to 5 figures a month fast. All right. That's totally free. You don't have to pay nothing for it. I'm just putting together my thoughts, wins of the year into a nice handy playbook for y'all. So I will see you on the next one. Take care.